Good evening. Good evening. I'm John Shawcross. I'm with the Winchester Community Access Program, and we're here this evening with the Winchester Antiques Cooperative on Swanton Street, and I have Tim Armstrong with me tonight, who is the owner of this store. And a little bit later on, we're going to be having Jim Herbert, who will be talking about antiques in general, and I'm not quite sure what Jim's going to be talking about, but he'll be talking about antiques in this store. Tim, would you tell me a little bit about your store, how long you've been here, and what your objectives are?
Well, I got the idea back in January to, I like to go out to different antique shops and look around. My son and I did quite a bit of looking around, and I thought that it would be a good idea for the community of Winchester to have one. And so I started searching around for real estate and came across this place.
You've got a really nice spot here, Tim. This is what used to be the soccer stop.
Soccer stop.
And before that it was?
Taylor Rental. And
yeah, I was sorry to see them go, because I used to come and get my lawnmower fixed there. But
it's a very popular place. Taylor Rental is an old, it goes way back.
But it gives you a nice floor space here, and you've got a lot of stuff in here. Could you tell us about the people who bring their wares to your store?
Yeah, what I did is I went out and actually I got my best response from putting the sign out front that antique dealers wanted, and a lot of people from Winchester stepped forward to say that they had things that they wanted to sell, and in the antiques that they've been collecting for years and things, and so it was a pretty easy job, actually.
Tell us about some of your items that you've got here. I see furniture, and I see paintings, and I see lamps, and I see pottery. What is that the kind of thing you do most of? I see an nice old clock over there, an old grandfather clock.
Yeah, what I tried to do was pull together different antique dealers that have different tastes and a broad range of items to sell. I have doll collectors, I have antique tools, different types of furniture, primitive, classic, and pine furniture, country furniture.
Well, you know, later on, Tim, we're going to get a few shots of this, and
okay.
we'll have a chance to see them. But just give people an idea of what kind of price range have you got in this store.
Well, I have everything from $2 up to $2,500.
So if I came in here with $50, could I walk out with some nice Christmas gift or something like that?
Yeah, quite a bit, quite a few things. There's quite a variety of prices, and very, very reasonable.
Now, Tim, with the Christmas season coming, and you're going to have, hopefully, some of your viewers are going to come in here. If they tell you that they've seen your program on Winchester TV, would you think you'd give them a little discount?
Yeah, if they mention that they've seen it on TV, on Winchester Cam, they will get a 10% discount.
There we are, folks. We got a 10% discount if you come down to Tim's store, and even if you don't buy anything, it's a really nice place to look around. So when you're in Winchester and in Swanton Street, it's part of my regular Saturday morning routine. Stop by, and Tim will be pleased to see you. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we have Jim Herbert, who's here and will be the speaker tonight. Jim, what are you going to be talking about?
Tonight, we're going to be talking about questions and answers for the people who are here. Basically, I thought of this evening as being something to help people educate themselves and to feel less fearful about antiques. I talk to many people, and many people are afraid of old things.
Yeah, like you and I, Jim.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, like us.
How long have you been talking about old things? How long have you been in the business?
All right, I've been in the business for 22 years.
And
previous to that, I was in the fuel business.
In the fuel business.
But
well, we don't
always-
want to know about the fuel business.
No, all right.
I know that you live here in Winchester, but I
Right.
don't think you have your principal place of business in Winchester.
Principal place of business is in Somerville. I have 9,000 square feet there, and I import a lot from Europe and Asia and all over the world.
You're always heading
and
off.
locally.
You're always heading off to my old country, and
To
coming
Manchester,
back with shiploads of stuff.
Where Mr. Shawcross is from, by the way. I go and do a lot of shopping. He keeps wanting to come over with me, but I won't let him.
The only thing he sold me so far is a poker table.
Yes. Yes. And it's about time we had another poker game too, John.
One of these days, you're going to sell me a really good chess set, I hope.
Yeah, you know, I keep looking for them, John.
Yeah, okay.
And they're just not out there.
All right, Jim. Well,
Just not out
we're
there.
really looking forward to hearing
Right.
what you're going to talk about this evening, and
All right.
we'll be listening.
Well, let's start with how I got in the business. Years ago, as I said, I was in the fuel business, and that was way back in the 70s. And if a lot of people aren't old enough to remember this, but the first fuel crisis hit in the 70s, and I decided to get out of the business. My wife and I always have an interest in antiques, and we've always wanted to live in another country, so we sold out and we went to Europe. And we spent some time in Italy, and we spent some time in England, where my wife finished her PhD, and I did a midlife degree in fine art and design. And when we got all through with our studies there, we looked at each other and said, what are we going to do now? And I said, well, we rather like it where we are, and we didn't want to go away from our experience in Europe and then never come back again. So I looked into the possibility of importing antiques to America, and we got into it, and we've been doing it for 22 years, and we've been going back and forth.
Thanks
And it's
very
worked out very wonderfully. Anyway, welcome to what we hope is a series of informative sessions to help you understand antiques. I've been doing it for 22 years, and I'm not quite sure what an antique is yet. And I thought I might start off with, you have some questions which we will get to later, but I thought I might start off with a definition of what is an antique. Now, according to the dictionary, which I have here in my hand, and if I mark the page right, good, I didn't mark the page right. Antique. Here we are. Antique, of ancient times, ancient, old, antiquated, of ancient Greece or Rome in a style of classical antiquity, of or in Rome in the style of classical antiquity, of or in the style of a former period. Now there's one that holds it very well. Of the style of a former style. But that, to me, describes a reproduction. I mean, a reproduction is something that is made now to look like something that was then, but that's the way they define it here. There are many, many ways to define an antique. This is what I'm trying to say. For example, the accepted age, does anybody know the accepted age of an antique? 100 years. Do you know who sets that? The U.S. Customs. Now, what the U.S. Customs knows about antiques, I don't know, but this is what the trade goes by. The United States Customs Service says that in order to be considered an antique to them, it has to be 100 years old. That means anything made in the year 1900 or before that is considered by the United States Customs to be an antique. Therefore, you can import it into this country, and there are no duties on it. That's something that people don't know. People think that there's a lot of duties on antiques. There aren't. If it's 100 years old, there is no duty at all. Another definition is that which is not being made anymore. But let me say this to you. There are many things that are being made today, or that were made during the last century. I'm still referring to this century, but this century, when I say this century, I mean the 20th century, that are antique. For example, the Art Deco, which is 1930s. Now, this style is antique. It's not being made anymore. It will be a style that will last for many, many years. It will be duplicated, and it's in the antiques field. So there's just a lot of things in a lot of ways that you can define an antique. Some of the things that I want to catch you up on, for example, how many people here have antiques in their house now? Show me some hands. All right. Have you, now, how many people have actually bought them for their home or had them left to them? Because a lot of people, you buy, okay. There are lots of things that are, oh, by the way, another one from the last century, which is the 1900s, arts and crafts, which is 1900, 1905, 1910, and that's that period where everything is very severely square. Mission, you've heard of Mission, Mission Oak, the arts and crafts periods, the Frank Lloyd Wright, that sort of thing. That's arts and crafts. 1950s is getting even trendy. In the 1950s, chrome kitchen sets. There are businesses in New York who deal in nothing but 1950s stuff. So it. Now, another thing is, if you're interested in antiques, it doesn't take a lot of money to get into it either. You can be in the $5 range, you can be in the $20,000 range. It's a matter of what you like. What is good is what you like. People will say to me many times, well, do you like it? And my answer always is, I don't have to live with it, you do. So you have to like the piece that you're buying. And don't be afraid of the price. If you can afford it, and if you in your mind think it's a reasonable value, and you want to live with it, then I say buy it. If it doesn't fulfill those three criteria, then don't buy it. You've got to look at things carefully, satisfy yourself, and know that you can always beat a dealer. I want to go into something like in auctions. Any of you been to auctions? How many have been to auctions here? Okay. The big thing that people fear in auctions is dealers. And you can kill a dealer every time, because a dealer cannot pay what you can pay for a piece. I am a dealer. I have to buy this table at a price that I can resell it to her. But you don't have to. If you want it in your house, like, let's suppose this is worth $1,000, and I say, well, all right, I want to buy it for $6,000. She can go 7, she can go 8, she can go 9. I'm not going to pay that kind of price. So don't be afraid of it. The main thing is, if you're new at auctions, get there early. Get there at least an hour before the auction starts. And have a pad and a pencil and make notes on whatever it is you're interested in. Look for defects, look behind it, look under it. I was working on a Governor Winthrop desk all day today that I bought at an auction, and I didn't look at the two back legs, and they were very, very bad. And I had to tear them off and redo them and redo the whole thing because I made the mistake of not looking at it. Now, why buy? Well, first off, it's a lot of fun. It really is. And you're a dealer, right? You don't you deal?
Just started.
Just started. All right, but you enjoy doing it. Yeah, and there is a bit of a treasure hunt in it. I was lucky enough down in Somerville to have, and by the way, if you want my card, it's right here. So you can take that. Be sure you don't go out of here without one of Tim's cards. So we look at it as a community event here. Another thing when you're buying, not everything has to be an investment. The main thing is to buy something you like and something you want to live with. People will say to me, gee, I bought this for $300. Is it worth it? Do you like it? Do you like living with it? Yeah, it doesn't matter what you paid for it. Maybe it's only worth $250. So what? Maybe it's worth $350. So what? Buy what you like. Buy what you want to live with. Now, if you want to go in the business, that's a whole other thing. you've got to buy sharp, then you've got to buy that $300 item for $200. So you can get $275 for it. So you can get a little bit more. But if you're not going to be a dealer and you're not going to open a shop and pay the insurance and pay the rent and pay that, buy what you like and don't be afraid to do it. Another thing on the auctions I want to warn you about is when you had this pad and this paper, there's a little formula that says you can buy everything you want at an auction at the price you want to pay for it if you follow your own rules. And the reason you get there early is you look at that table and you say, boy, I would love to have that table in my house. Now, what would I pay for it at Ethan Allen? $600 maybe? Do I like it better than the one at Ethan Allen or Thomasville or Cabot House or one of those? Yes, I do. I'm willing to pay Cabot House $600, then maybe I'm willing to pay this auctioneer $600. Okay, so you write down $600. When the bidding gets to $600, you get out. And don't kill yourself in that rule, because you'll get sucked in and you'll pay something for something that you shouldn't be paying for it. If you like it, you'll like it for $600. You don't like it for $900. I was at an auction recently where a woman bought a beautiful bull. Oh, it was a sweetheart. And I said, well, that should go for about $450. Went for $950. And she was thrilled out of her mind to get it. She loved it. I even think she knows that she way overpaid for it. But the point is this, she's never going to sell it. She's going to leave it to her children or her grandchildren. It's a beautiful bowl, and the joy that she's going to get from that bowl over the next 20 or 30 years and then leave it to her grandchildren, it's going to be well worth. It might be worth less than, it might be worth 10 times more than. Who cares? She's going to enjoy it all that life. But set your price, and I'll give you this much to go. Go one price over your limit. If somebody hits you with 600, go 6.25. And if somebody goes 650, stop. If you can train yourself to do that, you'll do very well at an auction. Set your own price. And if you buy it at your price, don't worry about if you overpaid it or not. You bought it at your price. So that's the best advice I can give you in auctions. You can go into collecting. I am not a collector. The only thing, well, I guess I do have a small collection of small original oil paintings of ships. And don't ask me, I don't sail. I don't do it. I am just fascinated with small pictures about this size that are nicely done of seascapes and ships. And when I see one that I can buy, there's one over there? I'll take a good look at it. When I can get it reasonably, I buy it, and I like them. Other than that, I really don't collect anything. When you're a dealer, one of the things you have to train yourself to do is not to fall in love with everything, because that's a good lesson for you. I know you're going through that right now. You fall in love with everything and you hate to sell it, you know. What else do I have down here? How to get started. All right. If you've never done it before and you want to get started, my first rule is don't decide anything. Don't do anything. Don't buy anything. What you want to do is observe and look and look and look. Read books, go to auctions, and just sit there and watch what happens to the pieces as they march through for the first couple of months. Don't buy a thing. Just get out there and feel it. Forget yard sales. 99.99999% of what you see in garage sales isn't worth the time that you spend to look at it, really. Not that the Mona Lisa isn't at somebody's yard sale someday, but they're a waste of time. go to auctions, major fairs and markets, co-ops like this, big affairs like Brimfield. You all heard of Brimfield, which is down near Sturbridge, which has 1,500 dealers for a week down there in May, July, and September. Get on there and just walk and have a good time and get very tired, and you'll have a good time at it. Do the co-ops, do the stores, read. If you've got a particular item, or if you're into glass, get books on glass. If it's just general antiques, get price guides and read them. That's the best education you've got. Use your imagination. Put things together. Eclecticism is in. You know, using antique pieces as accent pieces in modern rooms is in. Put it. Our own. My wife is here. Our own dining room set is made up of a table we bought in one place, 4 chairs we bought in another place, 2 chairs we bought in another place, 2 chairs we bought in another place, and a sideboard in another place. But every one of those pieces is English barley twist. Every one of them is English barley twist. They work together very well. They are not exactly matching, but they work. We wouldn't put a modern Danish piece with for chairs and a barley twist table and a something else, a Heppel-White sideboard. Every piece in that dining room works together, and yet we bought them in 5 different places. So be as eclectic as you like. Here's another, it's not a rule, but it's something that will happen. Rest assured, you will make mistakes. Believe me, I made them all. You will buy something for 100 and sell it for 50. You will buy something for 1,000 and sell it for 900. It's sort of I don't want to use the word gambling because I don't like the whole gambling situation that we're in. It's an investment. It's like the stock market. You buy a stock at 10, it goes up, you sell it, you make a profit. It goes down, you make a loss, but you can always sell it and get something back on it. That's my point. So you're not going to lose all of it. It's not like betting it on the roll of dice. So you will make mistakes, and don't worry about it. But if you're going to keep things, you'll never make a mistake because you keep them all. And but when you go to sell them, if you do lose a little bit on it, so what? Everything you buy, you lose a little bit on. Little obvious things like don't be afraid, start small. Oh, here's another thing. A good thing for you to do if you want to get started. Subscribe to a couple of good antique newspapers. Does anybody know the names of any antique newspapers? Anybody? Oh, okay. There is the Maine Antiques Digest. Wonderful, wonderful publication. Also not only gives auction results, but gives you the prices. So when you look at the piece, you know what it's sold for, and that educates you. There is the Newtown Bee out of Connecticut. This publication goes all over the world, absolutely all over the world. And there are others, but those are probably the two best in the country. The Antiques Journal is out of Western Mass somewhere. But get a subscription to the Bee or the Maine Antiques Digest. You'll see more in there than I could tell you in a month. And that's just about all the things that I sort of wanted to tell you, how to get started. And if you have some questions, that's the main idea, was to make a little question and answer thing out of this. So if you have a question, I'll try to handle it if I can. Yes?
Where do you go to auctions?
All right.
Repeat the question because the microphone won't pick it up.
Oh, okay. The question is, where do you go to auctions? I'll give you an easy one. Right down here on Medford Street in Medford, Arthur Christofouli runs a down market auction, which is a good place to start. He's got some down market stuff and some pretty nice stuff. I give him things sometimes when I've had them around long enough, and it's a good start. Christofouli, his name is Arthur Christofouli, and I believe he's. Do you know where Grava Chrysler is? Right near there. He runs a lot of auctions, probably 2 or 3 a month. It's a good place to start. You can go to Skinner's out in Bolton. Very, very good. I might say high price. They all try to, but there are some, low price stuff at Skinner's. These publications that I just gave you will list you auctions all over the world. I mean, you'll have auctions in London and Paris and New York and Boston and Medford and, Malden. They have some good medium range that would sell things like that's here. Not museum quality. Not the Sotheby's in New York where you'd get $1 million, chest of drawers and that sort of thing. That's the idea of getting this subscription. So there's lots of, in the Globe, Sunday Globe. Turn to the classified section. Sunday Globe will give you all the local auctions. Okay? Someone else? John? Oh, no, go ahead.
How do you recognize a piece, old or very old?
Mm-hmm.
How can you tell what it is?
Yeah, the question is, how do you recognize if something is very old? Tough one. I once heard an answer to that where somebody had a piece of a glass thing, and they answered it this way. They said, after you've handled them, 10,000 of them, you can tell the difference between them. It's empirical learning. You got to look at it and handle it. It's like silver. I can almost take in my hand, I could close my eyes and almost tell you if it's sterling or if it's plate without looking at it. Now, I don't say I'd be right every time, but silver has a certain feeling. There's a softness to it. There's a feeling, and you develop that after you've handled it. Another thing, especially if you're looking at furniture, look under it. Look for repainted surfaces, which I will do. If I'm, for example, today, I was putting new legs on a Governor Winthrop desk. Now, they're all banged up and all that. I'm going to have to sand them. I'm going to have to spray it, and I'm going to have to recolor underneath. And if I were re-examining that again, I would turn it over, and I would know that somebody did a lot of work on it. So you can tell, and that's another thing. What is an antique? How much restoration destroys a piece from its original to it's not an antique anymore? Because there are pieces, most of my things have been what I call restored antiques. Now, it might be 10% restored, it might be 20%, it might be 30%, it might be, if it gets over 50%, it's not an antique anymore. It's just a piece of furniture. But these pine things over here have been stripped, redone, re-waxed. If the runners and the drawers are gone, they're replaced. If there's a leg missing, it's restored. Some of these, I had I was doing business with an auctioneer from Martha's Vineyard, and he used to come up and get truckloads of pine. And one of his things, he said to me, he said, boy, he said, you know what you got to do down there in the Cape? He said, you buy it up here, and you bring it down there, and you get the Jeep and a chain, and you wrap the chain around it, and then you drag it around the marshes for about 3 days, and then you bring it up to the auction, and they give you great money for it. So the worse it looks, the better. That's not true all the time, but that was the whole idea, that the more antique it looked. So there is work done on a piece is legitimate. It's up to the dealer to be honest with you and tell you how much work they feel has been done on it. With chests of drawers, pull the drawers. If they've got plywood bottoms, they've either been replaced or they're not that old. You know, if they've got real, what they call deal, the English call deal pine. If they're deal pine and the bottoms of the drawers are sort of beveled in, you know, that's probably an original drawer, that sort of thing. Most pieces have had the hardware and knobs replaced at some time or another. You look inside the drawer, if you see two holes and a hole in the middle and there's nothing in it, you know that, you know, something was changed. And that doesn't detract or enhance, it just lets you know what was done and how close to an original piece it is. But it's just observation. You got a question? No? John?
You said never fall in love with anything.
Hmm.
But when you were talking about silver there, I got the feeling that you really love silver. What's your favorite kind of material?
Furniture. I do like furniture, and I like.
Ask you this question. If
Yeah.
you like furniture, which kind of wood do you like?
Oh, he's saying, which kind of wood do I like, and do I like silver? Yes, I like silver. I like paintings very much. I have a degree in fine art, and so I have some sympathy with the people who try to produce it. But I do like the furniture. I like probably European furniture. I import from China. I've imported container loads from China. But basically, my home is English oak. Our dining room set is English oak. Our bedroom is mahogany. Our TV room is arts and crafts. That mission style oak. You've been there, you know. The only thing that I don't like in antique is couches. And not that they're not beautiful, and they're great in a place that you want to decorate, but they're so uncomfortable to sit on that our couches are modern so that you can be comfortable when you sit down in the living room. But I think I like oak. It's got a homey. I'm not crazy about 1930s mahogany, which a lot of, and that doesn't mean to say there's anything wrong with 1930. I'm giving you my personal feeling. Everybody's dealing in, Gene, who's the big, not Shreve, Crump and Low, the big furniture dealer in Boston. Sorry, it went out of my mind. But anyway, in the 1930s, they were all Payne's. Thank you, my dear. Payne's furniture. I mean, if you get around, 90% of the mahogany that you see is 1930s Payne's furniture. Really, not that there's not some. I did a wonderful appraisal in Cambridge last week, and every piece in that place was just period. I mean, a clock, a Rogers clock from Newton, dates about 1740. We value it $32,000. Just a clock, you know. I mean, it was all primes. I'd kill to get it, but I mean, I appraised it so I can't buy it. But I'd kill to get that estate. I really would. It's beautiful. Yes.
Well, that brings me to my question about estate sales.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk a little bit about those? Because you see those advertised, and are they worthwhile selling or not selling to?
Yeah, I think estate sales, again, I find estate sales are a form of retail selling. Estate sale is like going to this co-op. They're going to be the same prices, perhaps even higher, because they're there for one go, and then they're gone, you know. I would be careful. I wouldn't take the representations that are on the tags because you have no one to go back to. Here, if you buy something from me and you can come back to me and say, hey, I think maybe you didn't tell me enough about this. You know, you've got somebody to complain to if you do get uncomfortable with it. When you go to an estate sale, you don't, or an auction. You take it away, it's yours, you own it, and, you know, don't bring it back. There are some nice pieces there. Again, I think you have to think of what would I pay for this in a regular furniture store. Now, if this is half the price of what you'd pay in a regular furniture store and you like it, buy it. And if you like it that much, pay the whole price, you know. So that's my feeling, you know. Be sure that you're comfortable with the price that you're working at. And you don't have to be totally comfortable, because a little pitter-patter in the heart is what makes this thing a little fun, you know. I mean, I go to Europe and I buy a container. I feel this way. Inside of 8 days, I make 1,500 decisions in 8 days. 1,300 of them are no, and 200 of them are yes. So it's a lot of decision-making. And you'll sit and I'll wrestle with a couple of pieces that I have coming in that I fell in love with. And I just had to have them. And, you know, the guy wanted 900 pounds for it. And I offered him 500 and he wouldn't take it, and I don't blame him. And, well, we finally settled on 700, which was 200 more than I wanted to pay for it. So I said, instead of making $400 on it, I've got to have it. I know I can sell it. I'll make $200 on it, but I'll still sell it. I'll still sell it at a profit. And it's a great piece, because I know everybody who comes in is going to fall over on it. They're going to just love it. So I may make less money, but I've got a great piece to show the, public.
Are estate sales run by the same auction houses, or?
No, estate sales usually are run by people who just do estate sales. You know, the auction houses don't run. I don't say they never would, but by and large they don't. There are people who specialize in just doing tag sales. We call them estate sales or tag sales. Also, in your estate sales, you get a lot of salting. You know what salting means? Okay. Salting means that somebody gets a house with very little in it, and they make a deal with the people who own the house, and they go out and they buy a lot of stuff and they bring it in, and they run an estate sale. See? So it's just another way of retailing. You know, or they might get a place that's half full and they'll fill it up if there are things that are gone. So, and I don't say that salting is wrong if the price is right and you like it, fine. What do you care? But just know that that is done also. You know, they'll bring in truck. It's like these, who's that? Home Life is now going out of business, you know, on television. You must have seen the ads. Well, you think all that stuff that they're advertising on television, they're bringing this stuff in, they're buying it from all over the place. They're running this big going out of business sale kind of thing. And that's what a estate sale is, sort of a going out of business sale. But it doesn't mean to say that there aren't good buys there. There are. Anybody else?
Jim, are there any areas that you would suggest that a beginner doesn't get into? I mean, I'm thinking of things like jewelry, for example. It'd be very difficult for a beginner to know whether something is really worth what people say.
Exactly. I don't touch jewelry. I mean, when I appraise, I work with what I call a stable of appraisers. I have a gemologist that I work with. And if in the estate there is a lot of jewelry, I call him in to do the jewelry. With the oriental rugs, I can tell a good rug from a bad rug, but I can't put a price on it well. If there's only 1 or 2 rugs, I'll take some pictures. But if there's a lot of rugs, like in this house I was telling you about in Cambridge, there's 22 rugs. So I bring Mohammed in, and Mohammed does the rugs. His name's Mohammed. And Mohammed does the rugs. So you bring special people in for special reasons. Gemologists charge a fortune. So again, if people only have a small amount of jewelry, I recommend they go to their local jeweler like Sims down here in Winchester or any one of the jewelers, and just go in and put it on the counter and say, can you give me some idea of what this is worth? Some will do appraisals, some won't. They'll ask if you want to sell it. Again, there's a difference between, if they're appraising it, they shouldn't be buying it. If they offered to buy it from you, you know that they would appraise it a little higher than that. So stay away from, if you don't, another thing at auction, don't ever bid on anything you haven't examined. You'll see something come up and it's going cheap. And let me tell you something, there's a reason that it's going cheap. It looks great from a distance, but there's a reason that it's going cheap. If you've looked at it and there's something wrong with it and you're willing to live with that something that's wrong with it, go ahead and bid on it. But don't bid on things that you haven't examined as a rule, because even if you get it, you'll probably be unhappy because there's something wrong with it. But if you know there's something wrong with it and you want it, that's fine. Go ahead. Anything else? Can we sell you anything today? Anyway, don't be afraid to come in and see us. We're going to try to, next time you come, bring a couple of friends, and we're going to try to build this up to, so we get 30 or 40 or 50 people in here every couple of months. Here's the trouble with running an appraisal night. You come in and you hand this thing to me and you say, okay, Jim, what's it worth? Now, the guy on the road show has had time to research this thing. They've been through thousands and thousands. They come up with 12 or 15 people to show you on television. They have talked to thousands of people, and when the Leno boys or one of these people gets a hold of one of these things, they get a hold of it, they research it, they look it up in the books, they get all the, and then when they get on television, they've got a background to give you. To just dump something in somebody's lap and say, what's it worth, that's very difficult to do.
But, let's suppose just for an educational purpose,
Mm-hmm.
You were to say, okay, I'm going to talk to this group of people, I'm going to choose 5 things out of the store,
Mm-hmm.
and just talk about it, and then maybe educate them what's good and what's not so good. That might be of interest to people.
Let me say this to you. In this business, I compare appraising and the antiques business to the medical profession. If you went to a doctor and you asked him to give you an opinion on every disease and every malady, just fire that. The field is too big. It's too big. I might take that bowl and take it to somebody who I know does pottery, or somebody who does dolls. I can't give you an opinion on everything. I can maybe send you to somebody, but I can't. The field is just too huge. It really is. Anyway, if there are no more questions, I thank you all for coming this evening. We're trying to build the Winchester Cooperative into a community antiques entity. And if you would help us do it, we would appreciate it very much. I think it's good for the neighborhood, and thank you for coming.
We all share the same sun, and we share the same moon, and we share the air that we breathe.
But we all share much more. Every soul at its core knows what every other person hopes and needs.
Every heart wants to grow, every mind needs to know, every voice wants the chance to be heard. Every person who lives shares the hope they can give. Let us all share the joy, share the joy.
Còn chia sẻ hơn thế nữa, mọi trái tim ở trên thế gian cần biết đến mong mỏi như yêu của những người dân.
Every person who lives shares the hope they can give. Let us all share the joy, share the joy. Every heart wants to grow, every mind needs to know, every voice wants a chance to be heard. Every person who lives shares the hope they can give. Let us all share the joy.
By the time we can walk, each of us yearns for the joy that comes from being able to do for ourselves. Around the block or around the world, share the joy. Church World Service.
Healthcare at its finest in a community setting. This is the essence of Winchester Hospital. Hello, I'm Kim Casey, and I'd like to welcome you to Winchester Hospital. As a Winchester resident, I can tell you firsthand that we are truly so fortunate to have such a first-class medical facility right here in our own backyard. Winchester Hospital is a unique institution. In an era when most nonprofit community hospitals have closed their doors, Winchester Hospital is busier than ever. The hospital has remained committed to its mission of providing the best health care for the citizens of this area, and it's been ranked in the top 100 hospitals in the United States. This kind of success doesn't happen by itself. Ever since its founding in 1912, the hospital has continually renovated its services to meet the needs of the community. That process is still going on today as the hospital continues to respond to changes in health care. One of the busiest areas of Winchester Hospital is its maternal and child health services. This year, over 2,400 babies will be born here.
In this hospital presently, we are doing about 2,400 deliveries a year. That is a large number for a hospital this size. When you have that number, you're going to have a certain number of premature babies. Premature babies that can be saved if they are taken care of immediately after birth. In this hospital, we have a neonatologist, that is a pediatrician, who has special training in newborns who are in trouble.
This level 2 nursery or special care nursery provides, high-tech services to both babies that are delivered here and need emergency services for stabilization, as well as babies that are born in Boston at less than 32 weeks of age that need some convalescing care and aren't ready to be at home.
I delivered my twin boys after 26 and a half weeks of pregnancy, so they were very, very premature babies. We delivered in Boston, and we were in the NICU there for quite some time after they were born, and we're very, very happy with the care that we got. But it came to a point where the type of care the boys needed wasn't necessarily what was offered in a NICU in Boston. The boys needed help with their lungs, and they needed time to grow. They needed help with feeding issues. When the boys arrived here, they had never eaten from a bottle. All of their feedings were through the nose. And within the first 2 hours of being here, they both drank their whole meals from bottles. We've been here, I think, 3 weeks now, and the transformation in my children during the time that they've been here at the hospital has been truly amazing. And I really think it's a big part of that is the nursing staff here and the care and compassion that they showed the boys. And I couldn't be happier with the care that we received here.
Every parent, every family has a unique background, and each baby has a unique problem, set of problems that we are able to manage. This nursery really does special things for people all the time. It's an everyday occurrence here. I'd like to thank the donors for enabling us to do the work that we do here at Winchester Hospital, in particular Special Care Nursery. The brand new unit that we have had for the past 2 years has been absolutely phenomenal. The working space, the equipment has made our job in taking care of the baby so much easier. It has made our families so much more comfortable seeing the high-tech equipment that we're able to provide, just like they saw in Boston, but here in the Winchester setting, but also in a warm and friendly and inviting environment.
I support the Winchester Hospital because it's a great benefit to the community to have this hospital in Winchester, and the staff is wonderful, as everyone knows. I think it's such a worthy cause, and I encourage every one of you to support it also.
For nearly a century, Winchester Hospital has provided exceptional health care to our community, and we hope you'll do whatever you can to help the hospital continue its mission, providing quality health care to your family, friends, neighbors, and the thousands of people who walk through these doors. On behalf of Winchester Hospital, I'd like to say thank you for your support.
She stands in the face of evil and will not lose hope or faith. America, the land of freedom, is still the home of the brave. So raise the banner called Old Glory. Let us join our fellow man. History will write the story. America will always stand. Walking through the fires of danger, there are those who gave their lives. They're the world's greatest heroes, and we won't forget their sacrifice. So raise the banner called Old Glory. Let us join our fellow man. History will write the story. America will always stand. America is not divided. Our enemies, they will be stopped. 'Cause we the people are united, and still one nation under God. So raise the banner called Old Glory. America will always stand. History will write the story. America will always stand.
Hi! We're Girl Scout Troop 1501, and guess what? It's cookie time! We'll be selling cookies at our booth in front of Video Horizons on Friday, January 4th. Don't forget, it's from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Each box is $3.
There are 8 delicious different kinds of cookies.
There's Thin Mints for mint lovers. If you want the original cookie, try shortbread. Try Caramel Delights for a caramel and coconut twist.
If you love the peanut buttery taste, you should try peanut butter sandwiches. Also, if you have a craving taste for chocolate and peanut butter combined, you should try peanut butter patties.
If you want a low-fat cookie with a yummy taste, try lemon pastry creams. Like the shortbread but think they're a little blah? Try Animal because it's shortbread dipped in chocolate. But the newest cookie of all is Friendship Circles! Friendship Circles are a vanilla sandwich cookie with a creamy chocolate filling. The money we raise from selling our Girl Scout cookies will help go to pay for our troop's activities and support the Girl Scout Council.
Thanks for your support. Hope to see you on January 4th in front of Video Horizons.
Girl Scouts, Cooperative!
Our children want to know everything about the world around them. And yet sometimes what they discover makes them feel vulnerable and insecure. In times like these, they need the comfort of an adult, the honesty of parents, and playtime to help them deal with their feelings and fears. Time that will literally heal their hearts. The gift of imagination allows children to see a better world. Playtime allows them a chance to practice creating it. Don't underestimate the power of play.
There are heroes
My dad fixed things for
whose
everyone.
names we never hear, reaching out to help their fellow man.
And me?
There are dreamers
Well, I just held the light.
who are making dreams come true, taking time to teach the children there's nothing they can't do. All it takes is a point of light.
Over the years, we fixed things for friends we knew and some we didn't. He was teaching me more than just how to fix things.
And you try to make it right,
Teaching by example.
you will be
Pass it on.
a point of light.
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Gentlemen, I think you'll find this space to be exactly what you need. Right this way. We have something in here you're really going to like.
Family.
We love you, Daddy.
Isn't it about time?
Happy birthday, honey.
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.